Now, you've seen loads of products on this channel concerning the Sabrent brand, and we had external SSDs, internal M.2, Gen 3, Gen 4, loads of different capacities, and today for the first time I'm going to present to you their DDR5 memories. Now, these almost look like a bare bone DDR5, but they're actually not. They have some sort of a copper cover that enhances cooling, and it's quite, I would say, minimalistic design, low profile. Basically, you don't have a actual standard designed passive heatsink, you have something else, and we'll get to the bottom of that as well. But for now, let's check out one of the boxes and let's see how it looks when you unbox it. Now, why did I want to unbox them specifically? I mean, I usually do unboxing on every product, but specifically Sabrent. Sabrent has a certain way of packing their products. And I'm not talking about special protection while shipping them out. Of course, there's that as well. But as usual, and you might have noticed that in my past videos concerning Sabrent products, they always go with really elegant design boxes and really cool boxes inside that hold the actual product. So this is it, Sabrent Rocket DDR5 memory, high performance, and basically this is it. I mean, I've never seen DDR5 placed in such a box, maybe something similar and it's magnetically attached, but there's no point of talking about this if I don't explain why. Sabrent really takes care of the packaging as well as their products, and this is why I want to state this out. Now, here you have some, I would say, this is user's guide that gives you some additional information about the DDR5 memory and how to place it in. And basically that's it. That's all you get inside the box, because after all, you don't need anything else right here. But in any scenario, any case, here we go. So I have right here 2 sticks of DDR5. These are 16 gigs each, and we have 4800 megahertz of clock speed. Now, some of the specifications that I need to mention when we're talking about Sabrent Rocket DDR5, it has UDIMM and SODIMM, so you can actually upgrade your laptop as well. They come in 16 and 32 gigs per stick, so you can choose that and really pump up your memory slots. Now, more memory than ever. In terms of memory availability is improved by splitting the internal 64-bit into 2 independent ones, so 32 bits per channel, and the addition of same bank refresh. So combined with other features, including those that allow for up to 4 times the module capacity with consumer DRAM, DDR5 actually ensures your multi-core CPU won't be memory starved. The cooling, copper cooling, they have they stated an innovative cooling design which allows the memory to run without overheating, even with the tightest spaces. This label right here is not just label that you actually have it and you have to remove it because you know you have a plastic or a paper on something that heats up, it might bend or something like that. No, this actually contains a copper heat spreader that covers both sides of the memory, ensuring even heat dissipation. This actually gives you some cooling to the chips, which is outstanding. It's really slim. This is outstanding, and since it has a copper foil here, that's quite nice. It actually, what I did wrong is when I unboxed the memory out of their original packaging, it wasn't glued to the chips. So you have an option to remove it actually if you want to put some heat spreaders instead of this. But unfortunately I can't show you. I'll just do some close-ups so you can see what I'm talking about, because on the sides you can actually see that the bottom part that is actually touching the chips is copper. So all in all, this is everything that I can come up with when we're talking about specifications and features. Basically, there's not too much actually to talk about, except comparing to other DDR5 that this is the thinnest with passive heatsink, I would say. Even though it's a copper tin foil, I would put it that way. Let's put it that way. But let's place it in a PC and check out the speeds, of course, and see the overclocking capabilities. Now, of course, we need to test out the speeds on these DDR5 and compare them to other DDR5 that you can see in the diagram quite shortly after I tell you the results. So on 4800 megahertz, this is quite outstanding, I have to say. On 4800 megahertz, we have 74,000 megabytes per second read, 68 and a bit thousand megabytes per second write, and 66,000 megabytes per second copy with latency 91.2 nanoseconds. Adjusting everything in BIOS, and as you can see from the screenshots in BIOS and what I did, I actually managed to overclock them without any problems, and they were quite stable, I have to say, at 6000 megahertz. Now this is really interesting. 48 to 6000, that's like 1200 megahertz up, and I can't say anything against that because that's quite a boost, and yeah, quite cool. Now here's the result. Read speeds go almost up to 90,000 megabytes per second. Write speeds go up to 83,000 megabytes per second, and copy goes up to almost 82,000 megabytes per second, while the latency is 73.7 nanoseconds. Now that's really something, and I have to say these are outstanding. I didn't check the temperatures because I was really, honestly, I was really shocked and quite frankly surprised that it managed to be stable at 6000 megahertz, which is just wow. I mean, adjusting the voltages, setting the clock speeds and testing it in AIDA 64 cache and memory benchmark, giving quite outstanding results, and I would say that these are really good memory sticks in terms of overclocking capabilities, not capacities. So yeah, I would say if you're looking for a DDR5 that really do perform quite nicely and you can really do some nice overclocking, and with Sabrent Rocket DDR5 memory modules we have 2x16, and you can also go with 32 gigs, you can actually do some quite nice damage on those copy, read, write speeds, and even latency is lower, so that's really outstanding. You can see everything in the diagrams and comparison to other DDR5 that I tested, and even some DDR4, to get some insights on the speeds comparing to DDR4 and DDR5 and what Sabrent did with their new product, so that's quite cool. I'll place the links below for one actually, and you can add two in the cart if you decide to do so. One stick of 4800 megahertz with 16 gigabytes and 132, so you can actually choose if you want to go with multiple ones or do whatever. These are quite outstanding. So guys, links are below. That's that, so you can check out the price and all the details if I missed something and you need more information. And of course, if you're new to the channel, if you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any future content. And that's all for today. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.